He's putting a substantial chunk of his vast fortune on the line to save free speech in America. This is a narrative conservatives love. They did it with Trump too. Trump is a billionaire who could spend the rest of his life eating off golden platters, and he traded all of it to save you. You know, he threw it all away somehow, as though you're not incredibly wealthy and powerful as the president. You know, it really does speak, I think, to the submissive mindset of the conservative. You know. Who wants to talk about Elon Musk, the savior of the American people? I know, attempting right now to buy all of Twitter at a $43 billion buyout. He already owns part of the company, and it's been denied. It's not happening. Have they denied it? Because I know an earlier group pushed against it, but this is another one. The newest one has been denied. The other Bonesaw Prince blocked him. I thought this news was more recent than that. The Saudis said no. Well, that's good. Doesn't really matter for my purposes here. Got other stuff to talk about. So, Elon Musk, not, in my opinion, the brightest guy. Seriously, you know, I can't speak to like whatever engineering knowledge he has, because like he's not the engineer at his companies. Like he pays people to do that, underpays people to do that. In a social sense, though, like in terms of when he like talks about stuff on podcasts, I really just think Elon Musk is like a Joe Rogan lacking in self-awareness. Like Joe Rogan will talk about like if monkeys could do DMT, and like the you know, like how flowers must have been like you know, they must have thought they were, you know, just random stuff. But Joe Rogan will go like, hey, I'm not an expert on this, I'm an idiot, you know. Elon Musk won't. He really just comes across as the stereotype to me of like a high schooler who's watched Rick and Morty and thinks he's extremely deep and scientific because like he knows some Neil deGrasse Tyson memes. It's just, I guess the issue with insulting Elon Musk is that he's so obviously and objectively bad in almost every way. Like everything that he touches is embarrassing, with the exception of PayPal, which he doesn't run, of course. Like all like the Tesla stuff, the, you know, the Boring Company stuff, the rocketry stuff has made a lot of really impressive moves. The least impressive SpaceX elements are his publicity stunts, you know? Like the stuff the engineers at SpaceX do is impressive. But then he'll say something and it'll get worse because, yeah, I don't know. But people love him, whatever. Anyway, he wants to buy Twitter. He's a right-leaning guy. He's made a bunch of tweets. He's very clearly right-leaning. We'll get to that in a second. Anyway, how would Elon Musk change Twitter if he were to buy it? Now, he's making moves right now, so we got to know. If he buys Twitter, what's going to happen?
There'd be an inclusive arena for free speech where all, yeah.
An inclusive arena for free speech. So right off the bat, like, so what do we mean? Because every right-leaning person says this, and what they actually mean is they don't want to ban people for hate speech, but will ban people for posting pictures of Elon Musk with a receding hairline.
Twitter has become kind of the de facto town square. It's just really important that people have both the reality and the perception that they are able to speak freely within the bounds of the law. So what would you do? And you know, so one of the things that I believe Twitter should do is open source the algorithm and make any changes to people's tweets, you know, if they're emphasized or de-emphasized.
I agree with algorithm publicization, but the algorithm isn't how free speech stuff happens on Twitter. I could be wrong on this, but like the algorithm is much more of a force on YouTube and TikTok and stuff. On Twitter, if you retweet, you retweet. Like it's you're banned or you're not, you know. I don't actually know if being shadow banned is a thing on Twitter. Because every time I've seen people complain about being shadow banned, it's just irrelevant dipshits who are angry that they don't have as much engagement as they think they deserve. I've never seen any evidence that it actually does exist. If it does exist, then I'm okay with transparency with regards to how it functions. Sex workers get shadow banned? I genuinely don't know. Listen, I'm in favor of transparency in this regard. However, I got to ask, what about the moderation policy? Because that's like when we talk about free speech on Twitter, like we're talking about the moderation policy, you know? Like we're talking about TOS here, not algorithms. On YouTube, the algorithm is way more influential for determining what rises and what sinks. But on Twitter, like this is mostly a TOS game. So are we going to do anything about this?
That action should be made apparent so anyone can see that action has been taken. So there's no sort of behind-the-scenes manipulation, either algorithmically or manually.
Okay. Watch the full talk on I don't want to watch the full talk. A big copyright claim. Look, this is tangential. The actual thing that I wanted to talk about is literally just a pump and dump and is fucking with the SEC. Well, at the end of the day, this is all just gonna this is like a money thing, right? I mean, of course it is. He's the wealthiest. What was that thing Elon Musk just tweeted? I'm sorry. When I see stuff like that, I guess I don't understand how anybody can see this and not immediately kill themselves, like with the nearest implement capable of bringing about that outcome. I saw this. Come on. 69.420% of statistics are false. I genuinely think that this should carry with it some kind of legal consequence. 700,000 likes, by the way. This is what the people want. If you ever think like, oh, you know, why is this corny shit? Why is SNL still popular, you know? Yeah, Shu's right. It's like an AI. I mean, it's like bot NPC behavior right here. Like, well, what's funny? Anyway, so nice memes. He likes money. Great. This isn't what I want to talk about, okay? What I want to talk about is this collection of images compiled on my Reddit of conservatives reacting to Elon Musk's efforts to buy out Twitter. First, we got Paul Joseph Watson, the guy who I don't react to because he is so tantalizingly face fuckable. I mean, those lips, my God, that I get distracted. I just get lost. I get lost in them. The meltdown. If Elon Musk pulled off the unlikely coup of buying 100% of Twitter, would rival the reaction to Trump's election. And then get ready for this. NPCs, beard splainers, pronouners, alphabet people, soy jacks, blue check journos would all be in utter hysterics. Would be the funniest thing in years. I don't know how you can be a tradcon and then use so many words not in the Bible. This is duck speak. Deeply embarrassing. This is the most... I don't know how you can say other people are soy jacks and then list out like... This would be like complaining about other people not touching enough grass in a tweet that contains 13 words that exist only on incel boards. Or like TTTT or something. It's like, all right, buddy. Paul Joseph Watson has always struck me as the person with the greatest disparity between his joviality online and his IRL like mental health. Because I really do get the feeling that he just sits there, you know? No, TTT is Trouble in Terrorist Town. TTTT is LGBT, the 4chan board. It's a thing. Don't worry about it, okay? Anyway, I don't know. Just a deeply depressing vibe from the man. From Matt Walsh. If Elon Musk buys Twitter, he will be the first African American to own a major social media platform. This is a great day for diversity. Another glass ceiling shattered. One of the reasons why I don't like African American as a term, by the way. Technically, true. Vernon Jones. Breaking Elon Musk just made a bid to buy all of Twitter. This is how we take down big tech. Elon is quickly becoming my favorite African American. Okay, so this is more explicitly racist than the last one because this could come across as like this cynical joke is something I could make. This just comes off as racist. It's like the ranking tier of my favorite African Americans. Also, I have to wonder, this is how we take down big tech. By the richest man in the world single-handedly owning one of the largest social media platforms. That's how we take it down? By making it a pure, not even an oligarchy, just a single man. It really makes you wonder if by take down big tech, what they actually mean is put our guys in charge. of big tech. It's almost like they don't care about authority as a concept or TOS or bans or anything like that. They just want to rally people around the idea that they're outraged at an oligarchy, when in reality they just want the oligarchy. They want to control the oligarchy. This is why I don't like it when people like Kyle Kalinske or Shu bend the ear to listen to conservatives when they talk about big tech, because conservatives don't care. They just want more control over who gets banned and who doesn't. Like they don't, you're very much, being puppeted if you're too compliant to those. Yes, I'm familiar. The Vernon Jones character we're looking at said civil rights don't apply to gay people. So that's good. Nick Adams. Don't know so much about this guy. Nick Adams. Probably should, though. It seems familiar to me. Nick Adams in the USA. Let's see. Best-selling author endorsed by President Trump. Yeah, there we go. Elon Musk is a great man who has a chance to save free speech for everyone. That's why he's being attacked. Hodge twins. If Elon Musk pulls off buying Twitter, we're going to see one of the biggest meltdowns ever by the left. Laugh crying emoji. Tim Swain. Let's just say they're a conservative. I don't know. Elon Musk's historic pursuit for free speech is just more evidence for how corrupt the regime has become. I don't know what the relationship is between these factors. The Bradford File. If Elon Musk had purchased Twitter 2 years ago, we would have a different president. Comic Boss 1. Heart American flag emoji. MAGA. Elon Musk has skills. Fully brought those who usually reside in the shadows out to play. Things are about to get interesting. And this is in response, I believe, not, as you might assume, to Jews, but actually to Saudi control of Twitter. One of the Saudi princes has a great deal of control. That's what he's replying to here. Dinesh D'Souza, the dishonest propagandist who cannot defend any of his videos or movies. Elon Musk is willing to do what only he can do. He's putting a substantial chunk of his vast fortune on the line to save free speech in America. By the way, this is a narrative conservatives love. They did it with Trump too. Trump is a billionaire who could spend the rest of his life eating off golden platters, and he traded all of it to save you. He threw it all away somehow, as though you're not incredibly wealthy and powerful as the president, that he took the most vacation days ever. He threw it all away to save you. It really does speak, I think, to the submissive mindset of the conservative, Conservatism, at its core, is about deference to authority. The idea of conservatives like rising up to, I don't know, go to your local PTA meeting, do this, do that, vote, restore the election integrity by putting Trump in power in a coup, all that stuff, that's seasoning. It's not the meat of the stuff. The meat of the stuff is you need a strong, powerful, ultra-wealthy person to step in and to rebuild our civilization, as D'Souza puts it. And then we have these. So why am I looking through all this? The reason why, a couple of pointers. First of all, if conservatives are delighted at Elon Musk being in charge of Twitter, that is because Elon Musk being in charge of Twitter would be good for conservatives. The writing is on the wall here. It's not a mistake, We're aware of Elon's political affiliations, and we're aware of the fact that the people who complain about free speech on social media platforms are like 99% far-right people who get banned because they violate existing terms of service. Now, don't get me wrong. Are there issues with big tech and the oligopoly around it? Undeniably. However, should these problems be solved by people who don't actually care about those problems and exclusively want to promote a system in which their people never get banned? And by the way, look at all of the free speech platforms they've set up. Gab bans everyone. Every time they set up one of these alternative free speech, Vote, Gab, whatever, one of these free speech social media sites, first of all, they flop, of course. And second of all, they ban everyone. Parler, Rumble, they ban everyone. They ban way more than Twitter does, massively so, because of course they really only care about their own power and their own political agenda. Now, Will Elon Musk do that? Like, is he just going to start banning all the libs or whatever? Probably not. I don't think so. If he even gets in charge of Twitter, and he might not, but if he were to, probably not. What I would be interested in seeing, though, is to what extent does his explicit political bias have an effect on changes made to the terms of service and the way in which it's moderated? My personal guess would be that Elon Musk would very performatively unban President Trump, not because he likes Trump, but because he doesn't. It's a tragedy. It's a travesty that a social media company can ban a sitting president. Yeah, people like Alex Jones, stuff like that. A big unban wave of prominent conservatives done under the guise of free speech. And you know who won't get unbanned? Organizers, left-leaning politicians, protesters, accounts associated with Antifa. None of that, right? It's going to be a big, virtue signal. And after that, my guess is just that they're not going to moderate the TOS. Yeah, Grimes gets banned day one. Hassan too. Oh, then I'd be the biggest left-leaning streamer on Twitter. Yeah, Elon Musk trying to buy Twitter so he can read Chelsea and Grimes DMs. Oh, no. Yeah, Chelsea Manning's going to get banned. Yeah. We'll see how it plays out.